look, there you've got the invitation to the coronation.
What? No!
That was the Queen's coronation. There you go.
Oh my goodness!
53.
What?
And that's the Queen. So there you go. So put those back up.
I'm going to frame these,
I know,
though.
Julie gets really excited.
No, I am going to frame these.
But this,
What?
I get more excited by this, actually. A certificate saying that my grandfather, Lord Hinchingbrook, was made an honorary citizen of New Orleans.
Okay. It's just not as exciting as this.
I'd like to be an honorary citizen of New Orleans.
This is more exciting.
I'd get a special key. I get to eat a lot of
okay,
gumbo.
Okay, that's just, sorry.
I
have never seen this before.
But anyway, you're not interested in this, are you?
Not really. Every limbo boy and girl. Did you ever play limbo? Or no? No.
It's usually locked because it's lethal. These steps are really dangerous. So everybody, especially camera people, be really careful, Steve and Claire, as we go down.
So should we let Steve and Claire go down first?
Yeah. Avoid all the ferns and the mosses. And our cameraman has nearly walked into a bush, but if we think he's still standing.
Hi. We're in the sort of, what do we call this? The back courtyard?
Back courtyard.
The back courtyard. You think I'd know that after being here for some time. So we're in the back courtyard here, and today I am, very excited that you've joined me.
Well, I often join you.
I know,
So
but
it's not the first time.
This isn't the first time, but this is a time that you're going to be able to actually show me places around Mapperton, secret places that I'm not sure I know all of the places. Do you?
Well, I wouldn't be showing you them if I didn't know them. I'm sure there are places I still don't know. But sometimes, I mean, at a place like Mapperton, there's lots of parts of the house that are obviously open to the public. And then, of course, there are the wonderful gardens. And then there are the areas that most people don't see, and even Julie hasn't seen some of them.
Yeah.
So we thought we would pick out a few of those today, and just give you a real behind-the-scenes tour
of behind
into
the scenes.
The cellar. Yeah, behind the scenes, exactly.
behind the scenes.
So some of these places might be new to you. Some of them, I think you know.
Okay.
But we thought that we would go into the cellar in the main house, for example. We would look down.
Well, don't tell everybody yet.
Well, no. We can give them highlights of what's coming because that might be interesting.
All right.
And then we thought we'd go into the stables.
Clearly, he thinks it's his episode.
We thought that there were places that you don't normally get access to, where I've been trying to dig out keys. In fact, I've found a key to one of the places that we're going. And it's pretty enormous. It's not an original. It's not an original key, but it's certainly
key.
Let's kick off by going into the house and looking down in one of the boiler rooms, because there aren't just there isn't just hot water
down there. Don't say anything.
There are some other creatures.
Okay. All right. You just gave it away.
Well, creatures doesn't give much away. Right, so into the door that takes us down into the cellar, down these wonderful old stone steps, in which there's a rather lovely fossil.
There is a lovely fossil.
In one of the flagstones. And we head on down through here. We try to avoid the cameraman and the camera woman.
Every limbo boy and girl. Did you ever play limbo? Or no? No. Does he even know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I do, but
that was it. That was limbo.
I've never heard that song before. If you want to go again.
Every limbo boy and girl, all around the limbo world, or something like that. And it was that you have to go underneath a pole. That's what I just did. Anyway.
Yeah, there's a lot of limboing in here.
There's a lot. Oh,
because these pipes are quite low. We're right down here in the bottom of the house, in the basement. And this is where Julie stores a lot of my shop stuff and yoga stuff.
Yoga manuals for my school, for my yoga school, all the manuals and all kind of the journaling and the journals and the tote bags all get stored here. And then over here, these are...
Well, wait, we'll come back to those.
Oh, okay.
So just generally, and we actually, Julie and I were on our knees the other day, sweeping.
We should have filmed that.
And clearing and just basically giving the space a bit of a tidy up. This is the boiler room for the house. There are actually 2 boiler rooms. This one does the hot water.
Oh.
You may not have known that. No. and that's the hot water tank for the house, which is pretty big. It can apparently manage 9 simultaneous baths. So, have we ever had 9 simultaneous baths?
No, but I'm not. But it is hot. It's
and
warm to touch.
it's got this very clever system here, because in here comes the hot water from the biomass, and it goes into this tiny little box here, which is called a heat exchanger. And what happens is that hot water from the biomass goes in there, it exchanges its heat, and that then goes into the hot water system for the house. So actually the biomass hot water and the house hot water never mix. They just exchange heat through the plates in there. And of course this is the most lovely warm place on a miserable cold winter's day, of which there are many. This is the place to be.
Yeah, it's
and of
so
course,
warm in here.
Of
It's
course,
warmer than the kitchen.
We have certain exotic pets that have discovered that already.
And I'm just going to feed Splurtle. And we do let him out, by the way, to walk around, FYI. So we do let him go out. Okay. And there he goes, and he's having a little eat there.
Splurtle has a little basking area, and he's got quite a big, comfortable pool. And then over here we have Stig. So we've got Splurtle the turtle, and we've got Stig the Horsefield tortoise. And Stig is just in this one over here.
There.
But anyway, you can see all of the equipment. I quite like all of these pipes and pumps and heat exchangers, and we've got a backup boiler system over there. And this is where, this is the underbelly of the house. These are where all the pipes for heating and hot water go through all the different cellars and then head up into the different risers for the house. It's where it all happens.
Wow, here's some nice. Did you know this was down here?
And we've got some nice plates and things. All right,
Okay.
we'll come back for those later.
Okay.
Right, and here we are also in the back of the house. We are heading into what we call the Muniment Room. And the Muniment Room has a lot of different things in it. It's got archives, it's got photo albums, it's got books, it's got some family photos.
Can I?
Up here, which I just thought we'd point out first.
Okay,
we'll look at these properly at some point, but you've got a signed photograph of Queen Victoria.
I'm going to frame that.
You've got also this rather that's my I think that's my great aunt Bet's. But you've also got this, sweetie. I don't know if you've ever seen this. This was my grandfather. Oh, look, there you've got the invitation to the coronation.
What? No!
That was the Queen's coronation. There you go.
Oh my goodness!
53.
That's us.
Well,
Wait,
it's not us.
I know it's not us.
Well, anyway.
The coronation. Oh my goodness! So who was this? Who went?
So this was to Hinch, to my grandfather.
Coronation of Their Majesties King George VI
So
and Queen
That's the
Elizabeth.
coronation before.
This is the coronation before.
That's King George VI. And that's the Queen. So there you go. So put those back up.
I'm going to frame these.
I know,
though.
Julie gets really excited.
No,
about
I
this
am
one.
going to frame these.
But this,
What?
I get more excited by this, actually. So let's put those back up.
Okay, I'm going to frame these though. I'm going to make a list.
This-
Oh my gosh!
This is something that I would like, which is a certificate saying that my grandfather, Lord Hinchingbrook, was made an honorary citizen of New Orleans.
Okay, it's just not as exciting as this.
I'd like to be an honorary citizen
It's
of
just
New Orleans.
this is more exciting.
I'd get a
Oh my
special
gosh.
key. I'd get to eat a lot of
okay,
gumbo.
okay, that is just sorry.
I
This
get to
I have
have-
never seen this before.
But anyway, you're not interested in this, are you?
Not really. I mean, if it was Chicago, yeah. Where
Well, I
I'm
know,
from.
but look at this. It's got the sugar bowl.
Okay.
It's got
Anyway,
the
can you
international
explain
airport.
to everybody about, because I'm going to be honest with everybody here, I did not know for a really long time when Luke's family would say, go to the Muniment Room, and I was too embarrassed to ask
It's
what a
basically
Muniment Room
archives.
was.
But
I
anyway,
didn't know
we're
that.
stopping there because Muniment Room is on the way. What
We're
we're
in
going
the
through
Muniment
here
Room.
is to show that actually this is the way that we get
This is a
into the
secret
church.
passage.
So this little extension here was built in the 19th century by the Compton family, who lived here at that point, and it was the Reverend Compton was both a clergyman and also the owner of Mapperton. And as my parents tell it, he didn't want to get wet walking from the house to the church. So he built this little annex which joins the two, and this was his way into the church.
Which is now the Muniment Room, my new favorite word. Okay? Here we are. So see, this is how we enter into the church.
Here we are in the church, but this is not a church tour because my mother is doing one of those and does it much better than any of the rest of us. We're showing you somewhere that most people don't get to see. And that is the inside of the medieval tower, which is probably 14th century. The font is certainly quite a bit older.
I think it might be 13th
I'm quite
century.
large, so I have a problem getting up this tower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to send my wife,
Nice. That's not the reason why.
who's more nimble.
Not 'cause you're...
But I've given you my phone as a torch because it is dark and there might be bats.
Okay.
But I'll let you go first.
Okay, yeah. I love how you're using your size as an excuse. Nice one. Okay, so this is, again, one of the secret places here at Mapperton. This is in the church. Look at how, like, little. They must have all, you know, they were little.
It's just a small door.
Oh.
Are you going to get up to the bell?
Yeah, I'm going to go. Here we go. So I'm heading up with Stephen, who's actually having a much more difficult time than me. He's going backwards following me up. So that's pretty impressive. I've got the torch. I don't know if I necessarily need it. I'm slightly more worried about Stephen and his camera kit than I am about me being nimble and coming up here. But it's little. These are small, medieval, tiny stairs. I mean, their shoes must have been, their feet must have been very small. I think, has someone just locked us in? Did someone just close the door? Hello? I think we just got closed in. Hold on, I think we just got locked in, Stephen. 1 second. Oh my gosh, what happened?
It's only me. It was a sudden draft.
Oh, okay. I thought we got locked in. That would have been, then I would have got to have, anyway. What I was saying was I think they must have had small feet as well because like you have to sidestep up here. Stephen's sidestepping. I'm worried about his, okay. Is this it? I think this is as far as we're gonna go. Stephen's like up by the bell. So Stephen's gonna turn it around. Stephen's basically back bending right now. And going up by the bell. That's how close Stephen is. Right, so should we make our way down, Stephen? Be careful. We'll sidestep it. What's this? I'll just bring that down. I don't know what that is, but I'm just gonna bring that out. To continue following our journey here at Britain's finest manor house, please be sure to subscribe to our channel.
Right, here we are coming up in the fountain court. And our cameraman has nearly walked into a bush, but if we think he's still standing, that's all right. All good, all good. Okay.
Now these grottos are really, I think, some of my favorite secret places. I do know about these secret places.
They're not that secret because the truth is, if you come and visit the gardens, which we hope you will, they are places that you can walk into. But on each side of the garden, this is the garden that was put in by Ethel Labouchere, who lived here in the 20s and laid out this garden with its topiary and its various structures. On each side we have these grottos. And do you know why
I do
the
know
grottos
why.
are here? You're not supposed to know why.
Why not?
Okay, maybe you do.
Okay, well, the grottos are here because Ethel Labouchere, who designed these gardens from 1920 to 1927, so it was 7 years to create these Italianate gardens. She constructed these, had these two grottos constructed because she was an artist, and these were perfect points for her to be able to put up her easel and look out and create and draw and paint. And she also inside put in a fireplace here and a fireplace on the other side to the grotto so that she could come out in the winter or really all year round because it's really cold here most of the time and light the fire and then be warm, and her hands would stay warm in particular as she painted.
Do you know what I'm not sure though? Is
what?
Exactly where that chimney goes. And we haven't lit the fire here for years and years and years, but I'm sure it would still work. But what's really interesting is to think about her sitting here in this grotto and how she would position herself with her easel, what her kind of tableau would be, what her view would be. And imagine
really beautiful.
Imagine that you're Ethel and you're sitting here and you've got your easel and you're looking out.
And what
Unfortunately, we don't have any of her drawings or paintings, but they must be somewhere. Okay, we've walked across the fountain court now to the grotto on the other side. This is the grotto on the east side, the other one's on the west side. And if we go,
it's
sweetie,
a good photo.
I know it's looking absolutely magnificent.
Oh my
The
goodness! I'm
gardens.
definitely gonna have to get a photo.
This is a bigger
Oh wow!
and more echoey grotto.
Certainly is.
Imagining again Mrs. Labouchere sitting at her easel, look at the view that she has from this side. It's quite spectacular.
If you're enjoying this content, be sure to check out mappertonlive.com, where we give you access to even more backstage here at Mapperton, the nation's finest manor house. Once you check out mappertonlive.com, you'll be able to see all of the different benefits that you'll receive from becoming a patron. We offer lots of different Mapperton products like tea towels, magnets, as well as bookmarks, but we also include live tours of the house and the gardens, live experiences, some live yoga and meditation with me as well. And if you do check out the tiers, you'll see that some of you will be living in our library as well.
So here we are in another part of the garden, and we're just in front of what's called Queen Elizabeth's Bath.
This one I'm really excited about because actually I've only seen it through the iron gate. I've actually never been down there.
You've never been down there?
I've never been down there, ever.
You've never been swimming down there?
Well, I didn't know you could swim down there.
It's called a bath. But
Well, I didn't know that there was water in the bath.
Anyway, it's called Queen Elizabeth's Bath, and you'd think that was because Queen Elizabeth had been here.
Right.
But actually that's complete nonsense.
Oh.
Most historic houses invent things like Queen Elizabeth's Bath to make them sound grander than they are. It's usually locked because it's lethal. These steps are really dangerous. So everybody, especially camera people, be really careful, Steve and Claire, as we go down.
Okay.
So we're going to go down, and you can probably hear quite a lot of water.
Okay, so should we let Steve and Claire go down first?
Yeah. Right, sweetie, be really careful.
I am going to.
And avoid all the ferns and the mosses.
As long as
Now,
there's no nettles.
We think that this is actually 17th century. So this may have formed part of the water system for the house and the gardens. And in fact, this big stone above the arch here is absolutely enormous, and we think is from that period. So anyway, so here we are. And if you look in there,
been down here.
You can see there is actually a mini swimming pool. Well, it's a bath, but you could probably get half a lap or a couple of strokes.
What? A half a lap?
Well, a couple of strokes out of it.
How big is it?
And
it's
there is
enormous.
some uncertainty as to whether it's really a bath or in fact part of the water system. My mother doesn't think that it was something that anybody went into. But if you look in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see there are actually some steps that lead into it.
Yes!
And why would you have steps
It's a bath!
if it wasn't intended?
It's a bath. They're right there.
to
The
be
steps
swam
are
in?
right there. The steps are there. Has
the-
anybody ever shone a light around to see, if there's any clues to it being a bath? I think it's definitely a bath.
Well, I think there's one way to find out whether it really works as a bath, and that's for you to get in it later on. What do you think?
Yeah, it's nice and cold.
it's-
Perfect for my
it's-
cold
it's
water
super
immersion
cold.
therapy, everybody. I'm definitely, and it's not very deep though.
It's not very deep. I think you'll find you'll get a few things between your toes as you stand on the bottom, but that's all right. Probably quite
Well,
good
that's
for
what
you.
happens when I go into the 18th century pool, so I'm sure no difference between the 17th century pool.
Anyway, come on out.
Amazing.
Let's get you changed, and then
Okay.
and then you can have a
I'm
quick
gonna go
swim.
back in. Wow.
Now, this is somewhere that you do know,
I do.
but you may not know much about the history of the building. Not that I know,
don't.
not that I know that much. But obviously we're here in the garden. We're currently underneath the pergola. The pergola actually was moved. It used to be up the other end of the garden where the orangery is.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
And we're walking into what we call the summer house. Now, this again is part of the Mrs. Labouchere tour of interesting places where she would sit to paint. But we think once upon a time that this was actually a mill. So it wasn't a summer house at all, it was a mill, and the water would flow down through into the pools originally.
Oh
All of
my
this has been
goodness.
built up. Anyway, let's
Gonna
go inside with
research
this
that.
enormous key.
That's on my list of things to research because I'd really actually like to find out if it was a mill, right? And then Oh,
right, in we
okay.
go. And here we are in the summer house,
Smell is
which
amazing.
has this extraordinary
What is
musty smell of the old panelling, which probably is oak panelling as well. I think of all the places for Mrs. Labouchere.
There's a light.
Yeah, the light works.
Oh my goodness, the light works.
The light works, and it's showing up a lot of cobwebs.
Yeah, that's
My
great.
goodness. And then again, a fireplace which looks like it's been used quite recently. Tweety, have you been here? Have you been having secret fires and
No.
secret tea parties? I don't know. What have we got
Just
here?
looking. Well, there's nothing.
Nothing much in there. But look what I found over here.
Oh my goodness.
Some very old tongs.
So fun.
Look at those.
Oh, look at those.
And also here, if you come over here, this is an absolutely ancient electric tong. So that's the switch to turn it on.
What?
And that's how you would unscrew
What?
to put your plug in.
No.
There you go. That must be a very old 5-amp plug. It probably still works.
Okay.
Should I give it a go?
Well, why are you? Okay, don't. It's not even funny. Why would you do? I just fell for it. This because you literally screamed in my left ear. So of course I'm going to be, jumpy.
We'll put
The jumpy.
I can't get it on.
Oh dear, broken.
Okay, all right. So again, we can imagine Mrs. Labouchere in here with a table laid, sitting in the dead of winter, because she could have kept really warm in here and she could have closed the door.
Yeah.
And then again, if we just imagine taking away the cobwebs, we can think of her extraordinary views.
I think the cobwebs add a
down
little
through the
character.
window.
Do
So
you
I've
think we should do
got
something
a
with
cunning
this?
idea. You have mentioned before that you quite like to learn to draw, and I think perhaps we should get Julie an easel and set her up in here, as it was with Mrs. Labouchere.
And paint my pool that I swim in.
And you could be painting and drawing
Pool.
outside.
Which is no, but I'm going to paint the pool because we know how much I love swimming in it. So it's looking a little bit.
Look, there are also curtains here. Look at this bit of fabric. Just
Oh my goodness.
I know it's a cobweb.
What? Oh.
Watch out, big spiders.
Okay, I'm not touching
Not
that.
deadly in the UK, but and
say
rafters in decent shape.
Do you think we want to do something with this though? Like
No, I think it's completely charming. Just
well,
as
it is, but maybe just
well, we could clear a few
cobweb
cobwebs.
it out?
We could clear a few. I tell you what, that could be a job for you tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
it could be a job for you
Yeah,
tomorrow.
we'll do it together. If anyone wants to offer to come and join us to clear cobwebs, they're most welcome. So today, I think we've seen 5 different behind-the-scenes secret places,
Yeah.
but there's a lot more. So actually, this might be something that we do again.
Yeah. There are a lot more.
I think there's going to be a part 2, possibly even a part 3.
Oh,
Do you think
there's
people
that many
want a part
here.
3?
Yeah.
They
Well,
can-
you
they
let
can
us
let us
know in
know.
the comments down below if you want a part 3.
In the meantime, I think we should leave our viewers appropriately with a view, i.e. the view that Mrs. Labouchere would have had painting, looking down towards the pools, looking south into the countryside.